What is happening, my friends? Welcome to the Arrington Gavin Show, your go-to spot for sharp insights, bold opinions, and unfiltered takes on the biggest stories of the day. Whether it's politics, sports, pop culture, or the latest buzz, look, we're diving deep and keeping it real. So do me a favor, kick back, stay informed, and please buckle up and get ready to join the show. Join the conversation. Join the discussion. All the above, man. I'm so hyped right now. I'm so excited because look, let me tell you something. Your man is truly a blessed man. When I tell you, I've always been a blessed man, right? I woke up this morning, I'm blessed, right? I woke up this morning to a beautiful queen. I'm blessed. I woke up to, friends and family who love me, who care about me. I'm privileged to have these resources, man. I'm in a great mood because I am pursuing to expand my portfolio as a entrepreneur, as a business owner, and let's just say there's some opportunities that are coming my way, and I'm very excited. I'll share that with you later. Because right now we're just in talks, but it's looking really nice. Y'all, thank you so much for tuning into the Arrington Gavin Show. Again, thank you so much for taking 1 hour of your time to tune into yet another great conversation full of headlines, full of interesting stories in the world of pop culture, politics, sports, you name it. Where else? We have a lot to bring up within this hour. So stand by. It's a lot of great things I want to chop it up with you all. Look, we drop new episodes Monday through Fridays, weeknights, available on our YouTube platform, the Arrington Gavin Show, as well as on Rumble, if you happen to be a subscriber over that Rumble. And you can also watch us on the Goatverse TV network. Yes, you can check us out on demand through the Goatverse TV app. It's available free on the App Store, Google Play Store, Roku, and Amazon Fire. So look, you can it's free, no hidden fees. It gives us access to a broader, puts us available to a broader audience. And I'm just so excited to be a part of the Goatverse TV family. I'm very honored to be somewhat their first quote unquote political program where, because we talk a lot about politics, and I like to talk a little bit about everything. I'm fascinated with politics, but everything politics is involved in every way of life, right? You can run away from it as much as you can, but look, it's as much a part of you as you are a part of politics in a sense. So very excited to be a part of Goatverse TV. You can also listen to us on in a plethora of podcast platforms. We're available on all major podcast platforms. So wherever you get your podcasts, you can tune in to the Arrington Gavin Show. You can also listen to us with our partners at our one of our radio affiliates, WDJY 99.1 FM Straight Talk out of the Metro Atlanta area. We air reruns of the program Monday through Fridays at 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as on WDJY FM.com. So we thank them for their support and their partnership, and we're excited to be a part of that growing station out there in the Metro Atlanta area. What else? Look, do me a favor, follow us on our social media platforms if you haven't. Instagram, Blue Sky, X, formerly known as Twitter, as well as Substack. You can it's all at the Arrington Gavin Show. We keep it consistent. So please do us a favor and follow us on those platforms. We truly appreciate it. I think that's all I got for you as far as for the regular spiel that we always give you. Look, I don't know about y'all. First of all, the weather's great. I feel great. Had a great workout yesterday with my trainer. My wife and I, we had a great. My body's sore, but I feel great. Right. I'm trying to be smart when it comes to my eating habits. Right. Not just stuffing myself like, I don't want to I want to feel like a stuffed pig after I finish eating. I just want to eat to satisfy my taste buds, to say like, okay, I think I've had enough. I don't want to overindulge myself, because that's what a lot of us struggle with. We were raised off of, don't play until you finish that plate. You ain't gonna get to watch TV until you finish everything in that plate. So it's like we always want to just stuff our stuff like, blah, blah. And no, but now it's like, if I'm full, I'm full. If I'm done with this food, I'm done with this food. I don't want to overindulge myself. So I feel great. Like I said, I feel a little lighter. And so I'm just in such a damn great mood. I'm so hyped to always just have the time to talk with you all, my friends, the listeners, the viewers out there. Thank you so much for your countless support. Look, we're growing, man. This is episode 298. We'll be coming on 300 very, very soon. So I'm excited for that. Before I move forward, look, let's go ahead and bring on our fun fact of the day. You know, tradition we love to start the show off with. On today's fun fact, did you guys know that high heels were originally for men? Maybe if you was, you know, living in the world of Prince, because Prince rocked some high heels, right? That joker rocked high heels. That he's the only guy I know that can rock high heels, glitter, and assless pants, and still literally get every woman in America like adored this man. They worshiped the grounds this man walked on. But to talk more about this fun fact, it says here in the 17th century, Persian soldiers wore high heels to help keep their feet in stirrups while riding horses. So European European aristocrats later adopted the trend as a symbol of status. So, men, if you want to rock some high heels, you rock your high heels, because that's a sign of prominent status, sophistication, and all that good stuff. I ain't gonna rock no high heels, even though I should, because I'm short. I'm a short guy. But it's funny. I was watching a video not too long ago of this amateur wrestler or collegiate wrestler just won, became a national title in his weight division, and he's like 5'5", but he has a girlfriend that's like 6'5", and I'm just like, interesting conversation, which I'll talk about a little more maybe on another show, maybe on the next show I'll bring it up for you all. But I thought it was pretty interesting. I mean, he's a strong guy, so he picked her up and all that stuff. But I mean, she, pretty girl, great, great couple. But you rarely see a lot of couples where it's such a huge height difference. The last tall couple, obviously in different height was like Bridget Nelson and Flavor Flav. That was the last couple. I'm like, oh, that's a huge height difference. Kevin Hart's not that shorter than his wife. His wife is more taller than him, with heels. But yeah, I thought it was interesting. So that was your fun fact. Let me go ahead and shout out some of our proud supporters of the Arrington Gavin show. Who do I want to thank today? Let me thank our friends over at Priority Ford. That's right, my good friend, Mr. James Short, him and his amazing team out there. So looking for the best deals on Ford vehicles in Norfolk? At Priority Ford, they make your car buying experience smooth, easy, and exciting. From powerful trucks like the Ford F-150 to versatile SUVs like the Ford Explorer, they've got the perfect ride for your lifestyle. And with Priority for Life, you get complimentary oil changes, state inspections, and more for, guess what, as long as you own your vehicle. So, obviously, why wait? This great deal is all yours, my friends. So do me a favor, go ahead and visit Priority Ford located in the Hampton Roads, Virginia area off of Military Highway in Norfolk, Virginia, or you can shop online. You don't have to be in person. You can shop online by going to priorityford.com. Okay, priorityford.com. They help you out as far as what budget will price payment plans that meet with every schedule. I mean, it's awesome. They have a great team. I'm new to the Ford family, so I have no complaints at all. It's an American made vehicle, and yeah, come on, it's Priority, baby. It's Priority. Built for the wild. There we go. It's like built for wild. I think that's their slogan. Well, look, my friends, let's take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we'll have a lot more show for you here on the Arrington Gavin Show. Do not go anywhere. You're tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show.
What's up, y'all? Welcome now.
And we still in traffic.
Don't look familiar, do I? Not in this seat.
Hey, what's that you listening to?
Here to host today.
Hey, turn it up.
With me?
Yeah, this that new GoatVerse app. I got you.
So y'all want to know where the goats are? They're off on the sidelines.
Looking for fresh, relevant content wherever you go?
What was the name of that he said?
Introducing GoatVerse TV.
GoatVerse, that's what it's called.
The free streaming app that brings you the best podcasts, current events, and thought-provoking opinions all in one place. Download it now from the Apple Store or Play Store. In Goats, we trust.
All right, my friends, welcome back to the show. I am your guy, Arrington Gavin. Okay, let's get it going with our segment I love to do here called Black Excellence Report. Now, on today's Black Excellence Report, we have to shout out this young brother from Atlanta, Georgia. Let me see if I can pull up a graphic for you. For those who are watching, for those who are listening, stand by as I pull up his information for you. Where is it? Where is it here? Bear with me, folks, because I know your time is precious. I'm like, I don't want to keep you waiting. Oh, here we go. Here we go. So let me tell you something about this gentleman here. So his name is, let me see, does it give his name? Oh, of course. His name is, so that's a long name right there. Is it Mantavius? And his nickname is LeBron. Mantavius LeBron Presley is the gentleman's name. So I'll bring him up because, as you can see it right there for those who are watching, but as I read this to you, this gentleman has been accepted into not one, not two, but 60 colleges. He has earned over $1.1 million in scholarships. He's a 17-year-old student. And he, and I quote here, it says, "I'm just passionate about helping others, lending a helping hand whenever it's needed." A senior at Douglas County High School in Georgia. He told Good Morning America in an interview, "My biggest goal in life is to motivate people and help others because you never know what somebody is going through. And you can't always help somebody eat with just a word of inspiration, a smile, or even a hug." He's very right. It says here that LeBron said he began applying to colleges on August 1st of 2024. It says here the first day of his senior year, focusing on schools that aligned with his goals of eventually attending medical school and becoming an anesthesiologist. Go on, boy. That's what your fans say. Go on, boy. His top college choices include the University of Alabama, Morehouse College, Xavier University of Louisiana, Howard University, and Mercer University, all known for their strong pre-med programs. Juggling dual enrollment courses and work-based learning, he said he made time to complete applications whenever possible and applied to as many schools as he could. Y'all, I gotta clap it up for this gentleman, man, because for one, if I have to go back to actually remember the number of schools that I applied to and the number of schools that I got accepted, you're gonna be like, Arrington, you lying. But for real, how many? I won't lie. Because see, your boy's great. See, I struggled in school. And I was a great student, right? Respectful. I did my homework. Never gave any issues to my teachers. Completed my assignments, this and the other. I struggled with test taking. That was my weakness, was test taking. Did good on quizzes, but test taking was my struggle. I had a learning disability, so it kind of was my, not reason, but it made my process a bit harder. But I worked. I never gave up. I did. I got accepted to a university. I was very honored. I ended up finishing my last semester of my senior year on the dean's list, which was a huge honor for me because, again, I told you I was a struggling kid. So when I read stories about folks that get accepted to and this is not not even just folks of color. Boy, actually, I take it back. No, it warmed my heart even more when I hear about folks of color that accomplish these goals, because look, there's still a certain stigma. There's still a status where that's not the norm within the Black community. I know there's plenty of successful, smart individuals within the Black community, but the surrounding world does not. And some folks are trying to prevent the accessibility for us to continue to grow and thrive. So I just want to always push the narrative here, because my mission is to change the narrative. So I want to push the narrative here that no matter what you're going through, look, there's stories like this gentleman right here, Montavious Montavious LeBron Presley. I want to salute you, brother. Best of luck to you, whichever school you choose. I know you're going to be very successful. And yes, again, you are, sir, being honored for Black Excellence Report. That was what an amazing story. What an amazing story. Okay, let me digress from that. Next up on the chopping block, I want to talk about NFL QB Deshaun Watson. So he has basically another second chance, not at life, but just a second chance within his career. So I don't know if y'all have heard, but Deshaun Watson recently got engaged to girlfriend Jill Anais. I'm not too familiar who this young lady is, but very, very pretty lady. And it's, I guess it made headlines because Deshaun Watson had been in the news lately with his accusations, right? Accusations of sexual misconduct to towards masseuse. Everybody started to joke saying, how many massages do you need? How many masseuse do you need? Because as an athlete, you have your go-to spot, whether if it's like your number one person that always, this is your go-to person that when it comes to like deep tissue massage, whatever, or two, right? But it was a variety of women. And so I'm reading this through People magazine. Says here, obviously, Deshaun Watson got engaged to model influencer Jaleel Anais. They began dating in 2019. All right, 2019, and says here that I'm trying to hear how. All right, when he was still playing for Houston, Texas. Now, according to the Cleveland.com, the pair met when the NFL star messaged the model on Instagram. Okay. In addition to modeling, she's a YouTube vlogger, has a perfume brand, and is the author of 2 cookbooks. She also is a singer and released her recent single, I Must Really Love You, in 2024. The couple appeared together in an episode of Selling Sunset, looking for a Los Angeles pad. They toured a $6 million home. And in season 8 episode, yada yada yada. Let me get to the goods. Folks obviously can Portia Williams from the Real Housewives of Atlanta star said congrats to you too. I mean, look, they're not giving me the here's where it's interesting, because this man literally faced so many allegations. Now he faced it, he was never found guilty. Now there was settlements, right? There were times where he was I wouldn't say he was suspended. Not suspended, or what was it? Almost like an administrative leave kind of thing from the NFL. And so it got worse until Cleveland ended up trading him, and then Houston ended up trading him to Cleveland. And then you would think, okay, all the allegations gone, good, whatever. But it was like so many more allegations. And again, like we all will say, okay, one allegation, you got to be careful, because when you're a successful individual, a lot of celebrities might get allegations of this, and it's like, wait, that's not true. What are you doing? There's folks that are trying to tarnish careers of individuals because of jealousy, or the fact that hey, look, they didn't make any passes at them. Like, that exists. Okay, 2, 3, whoa, 4, yikes, and then when the number gets larger and larger, it's like you're in a stupor. Like, okay, you're telling me all of these allegations, all these women are telling a lie. Like, it's very interesting in my opinion. So let me actually kind of, because I don't know when the last one was, and I'm not trying to bring this up to cause harm, but it shows, for one, the commitment and the true love from this lady to say, look, no, I'm committed. I know he's innocent, and I'm sticking with him through thick and thin, because look, since 2019, I'm like, that was a minute. That was they've been together for a long time. So all of this started in 2021. All right. And as far as what the allegations now, there were some civil lawsuits filed against Watson. I'm trying to see when there's so many. Good gracious. lawsuit. 18 personal massages have since expressed support of his character. Okay. Saying that the allegations contradict his. Okay, so he had a bunch of women that also said 2 of 22 women who had filed lawsuits against. The other thing, I'm over 20 women. That's a lot. Now, because of that, Nike, Beats by Dre, suspended his deals. Grand jury, and this was in 2022. A grand jury declined to indict Watson on criminal charges related to the harassment and misconduct. Okay, on that day, still faced 22 civil lawsuits. And this is in 22, March 11, 2022. Many allegations of misconduct and assault. In August, all but one of the pending civil cases have been settled. Okay. As a result, all these accusations, the NFL announced in August of 2022 that Watson would be suspended for 11 games, pay a record of $5 million in fine, undergo evaluations by behavioral experts, and complete a treatment program. His fine and the additional $2 million to be donated to agencies that work to prevent sexual assault. So with all that being done, again, he was never found, to my knowledge, it looks like he was never found guilty in a court of law. So it's like, why does the NFL do all this stuff, right? Suspend you for 11 games, fine you, put you through these programs. You know what I mean? It's stuff in my mind just doesn't wrap around my head like straight. Because it's like, I'm innocent in the court of law. Now stuff has been settled, which how I feel about settlements. People can tell you how sometimes people say, let's settle just to get it off. Sometimes to me, settlements is a form of like defeat. Like I'm throwing in the flag. Like that to me is just not proving your innocence in a settlement. But if he's not proven guilty in the court of law, then again, what was the point of all this NFL stuff? I bring all that to say that's why this is, news, right? Because okay, there is somebody out there that loves him, so this might even speak more to his innocence. Sports analyst, former NFL star, what's his name? Nate Burleson, who's also a co-host on CBS Morning News. This is what he had to say in regards to his recent engagement, Deshaun Watson's recent engagement. Let me go ahead and play that for you guys.
As a committed man of many years, Deshaun Watson, right? Well, you're the committed man. So from your position, like Deshaun Watson getting engaged, he's hasn't had like the best image per se in the NFL. How is this going to change things for him?
Yeah, that's a fair question. The reality is that some may see this as a new direction for him, and they may look at him in a different light, a more positive light. But most people already made their mind up about him. Some people love Deshaun Watson, other people are lukewarm about him, and others dislike him. The reality is for him, he needs to love, live, and appreciate his union privately and let everybody else decide how they feel about him publicly. He does not need to prove anything to the public with this relationship. I think finding a woman and locking in the right spouse can work wonders for him as an athlete. I wouldn't be surprised if Deshaun Watson plays his best football that we've seen in a long time. Having stability at home provides a solid foundation on the football field, in my opinion. In the court of public opinion, sometimes people already slam their gavel and they either embrace you or throw you away. I'm not sure he is going on a campaign to change people's minds about him. But I do feel like if he gets married and wants to lock in some endorsements or partnerships with bigger brands, they might look at him a little bit differently. And he might see a wave of incoming partnerships in the collaborations like he saw when he was really killing it and doing his thing for the Houston Texans. But out of all that, I think he needs to look back on his career, realize he made a ton of money, at moments played some good football. And if this is the last time we've seen him on the football field, because a lot of people were talking about retirement, he had a decent career on the field. You can make up your mind about him off the field.
Right. Any advice? I mean, not that he needs it from you, but I mean, you have been, through this per se. Any advice on this next chapter and maybe where you might see him going forward?
I would say just be a shining example for the youth in public. Be a great example for young couples.
Let me go ahead and end that one. So that was Nate Burleson. Again, former NFL star. I think he played around 13, 14 years in the NFL as a wide receiver for a few teams. Great. Like I said, he had a great career too. I wouldn't consider him first ballot Hall of Famer, but I mean, he had a very, very, very spectacular career in my opinion. He has since then grown a career in the media space, as a sports analyst as well as a journalist. He's on CBS Morning News. So he kind of fell in the same realm or umbrella as like a Michael Strahan, right? Michael Strahan became more than just a former or a retired football player. But I really respect what Nate had to say, because what he pointing out was this. Now he's speaking on behalf of, as an NFL star, still very young guy, but having that stability, knowing that you have that number one fan, that lady in your life. You don't have to worry about the outside. Okay, I'm gonna go party, do this, do that. I'm gonna try and get my, my freak on as a free man and stuff as a professional athlete, because it's hard. It's very hard for all athletes and even just people in the public eye, to live a career as a bachelor or as a bachelorette. There's so much stuff that you need to be aware of, because you need to be overprotected, because there's folks you don't know if there's folks that's really with you for the money, or really with you for love. They were in it for the money, right? Or there's I mean, you've seen the shows, Ray Donovan, The Game. I'm talking about sports shows, right? Where it's like, hey, look, I'm living my best life right now as this athlete. What was the other one? Ballers, right? You have to be careful as a professional athlete, especially with, I mean, Deshaun Watson signed contracts with like over $200 million in guaranteed money. You hear me? What I'm trying to say here? He is loaded. And this was even during the time when he was accused of these heinous allegations. But I think it just shows of a class act and how true as a good journalist Nate is, because he provided information by saying, look, everybody's going to always have their public opinion. They already gave their opinion on him, before, the court of law gave their final verdict. So that's always gonna be the case. Now, as far as, having that stability, having that priority, you might see a new version of Deshaun Watson now. Look, a committed man, which means no really outside distractions. So it could improve his game style. Now he's coming off of an injury. He's been injured. He's had maybe year-long injuries twice, maybe 3 times within his career where he has not played a full season because of injury. So it's very difficult to see the recovery process for him this upcoming season. But I will say this. All eyes will be on Cleveland. All eyes will be on Deshaun Watson. All eyes will be on him outside the NFL, because again, he's already had to, pay $5 million in fines, do treatments and this and the other. So all eyes will be on Deshaun Watson. So we will continue to follow up with him and see what's gonna happen and all that good stuff. But yeah, I think that will be quite interesting. I think that will be quite interesting to see what would occur with Mr. Deshaun Watson, which I said, he's a hell of a football player. I mean, he was a spectacular ball player. So it sucks to see, folks who get involved in the wrong stuff, and that affects their playing career and whatnot. So but we will see. All right, my friends, we're gonna take another commercial break, take a quick breather. Don't go anywhere. We have a lot more show for you. You are tuning in to the Arrington Gavin Show.
order your beard care products with Rugged Evolution. We're your local beard care line that supports the maintenance of your full, mature beard. Our line includes conditioning shampoos, moisturizers, balms, oils, shaving lotions, and exfoliating soaps. These products moisturize, hydrate, nourish, and have all the natural ingredients for a healthy beard. Log on to our website or download our app to place your orders. Become a man of distinction with Rugged Evolution Beard Care. And remember,
rugged is the new smooth.
All right, family, welcome back to the show. I am your guy, your host, Arrington Gavin, your friend, your homeboy. Right, yes, right, yeah. I'm sorry, my physician, I'm not gonna say his name, but my physician, he's like that. Every time I give him, he's like, how's everything going? Like, everything's good. I feel like, oh, that's good, yes, right, yes. He's been my physician for forever. All right. Next up. I don't know if y'all heard about this story, but so UFC legend Cain Velasquez recently was sentenced to 5 years in prison for a shooting that occurred in 2022. Now, if you look and read more of the fine print of why, or what was he arrested for? Why was he shooting? What was going on at that time? In my personal opinion, he should be getting the Father of the Year award. All right, and I will explain. Let me explain. So, Cain Velasquez. This is reported by Yahoo Sports. Cain Velasquez, the former two-time UFC heavyweight champion, was sentenced to 5 years for attempted murder and other charges at a hearing recently. Now, look, I'm not condoning murder. I just want to let's nip that in the bud. I'm not saying no. That is not what I'm implying. So let me continue. It says here, ending at 3 years saga that has been repealed. Okay. So the 42-year-old faced 10 felony charges stemming from a 2022 incident in which he engaged in an 11-mile high-speed chase with another gentleman. I'm not going to say their name, but who is accused of molesting Velasquez's then 4-year-old son on multiple occasions. I repeat, Cain Velasquez was engaged in an 11-mile high-speed car chase going after a man who was accused of molesting his then 4-year-old son multiple times. It says here Velasquez fired several shots through his windshield from a 40 caliber handgun during the chase into a car carrying the gentleman, and as well as his mother and stepfather, resulting in life-threatening injuries to Bender due to a gunshot wound to his arm. Photos show the truck lined with bullet holes were presented against to the court. Velasquez 10 charges range from attempted murder, shooting at a motor vehicle or an aircraft, assault with a firearm, assault with a deadly weapon, willfully discharging a firearm for a vehicle, and carrying a loaded firearm with intent to commit felony. Now, let's dissect this, right? Let's dissect this. How can I put this? Should he serve his time? Yes. Should the jury, in my opinion, really look into this? Because if these accusations are true, which again they said accused, so I don't know where this, but if these accused, then they should really look into this case, because now he was wrong in the fact that there were other innocent lives within that vehicle, right? So he's going after the guy, but it's other folks in that vehicle. And look, I can't put myself in Cain Velasquez body in his place, right? You don't know what's going on through his head. For one, he's a former UFC fighter. You got to look at the rage. You got to look at the brain damage. You got to look at, like, he's not thinking straight already, but he is aware of the fact that I get paid to hurt people. I get paid to break bones if need be, and this and that and the other. That's what I'm paid to do. Now, once you put your hands on family, not even just that, but accused of molesting your 4-year-old son. I mean, his 4-year-old son. That man saw nothing but red. And then you have to ask the people, like, what would you do if you were in his place? You hear me? What would you do if he was in his place? Velasquez pleaded no contest to all charges related to this case. Prosecutors sought a sentence of 30 years to life for Velasquez, while the defense hoped to attain time served and probation. Impact statements from Velasquez's wife and 15-year-old daughter were delivered before the proceedings. His daughter pleaded to the court to allow the former star to attend her high school soccer games, stating she said, "My dad has always been my biggest supporter. My dad is why I'm strong as a person. He has the biggest heart." Sentence includes time served. His sentence includes time served. The former champ spent nearly 1 year incarcerated following the 2022 incident, as well as a nearly 2 years of house arrest with an ankle monitor. And look, in a sense, the prosecutors sought a sentence of 30 years to life. So the fact that he's getting 5 years is damn good compared to, to 3 years. I mean, to 30 years. And that right there is explaining the big picture. Like, they know for sure you have to put in consideration, like, he was going after this man. Like I said, it's accusations, but if he's found, if he was proven innocent, it's like, okay, you have to realize, like, what was his intention. Now, I think he was wrong because he could have hurt a lot of other people. You're going on a high-speed chase, so many people out in the public, you're on a crossfire while you're driving. Like, it's pretty intense, but that just shows the kind of father he is, in my opinion. And I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all can agree, like, hey, look, well, if it was me, that's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. Like, what would you do? What would you do if that was your child? You don't know, because you won't be thinking straight. All you will see is rage. So I've been, obviously, you can tell I've been watching a lot of Law and Order SVU. Okay. But I just wanted to share you this story because yeah, it's just that's heavy, man. That's heavy. And Cain Velasquez is very respected within his industry of the UFC, and we know with many other fans and people that he's fought. So it's an interesting story. But again, wanted to share that with you all, because I know I have a lot of UFC fans who are fans of this program. So yeah, I wanted to give you my 2 cents on that case. Nowhere should you all go out flashing a gun and doing what he did. But at the end of the day, hey, look, you wouldn't know how would you react if this was going on within your own family. So I think people should always remember that. Let me digress. Move it on to the next story. Are we finished with the sports? I think we are. Let me go ahead and move it on to politics. Everybody's favorite topic. Duh. Let's see here. So recently, former Congresswoman Cori Bush, former Missouri Congresswoman Cori Bush, her husband recently was charged with COVID fraud. I tell you, every time I think we're officially done with COVID, something always gotta pop up, and I'm just like, damn, what? Like, what now? And as I mentioned, man, greed is going around rampant. Cori Bush, by the way, I mean, known for as a very progressive congresswoman. As I mentioned, she didn't win her recent primary, so that's why she's a former congresswoman. I think she hosts a monthly show along with Jamal Bowman, a former congressman out of New York, on Sateo News, called Bush and Bowman, or Bowman and Bush, one of the two. And so, but I mean, this is completely separate from, well, I hope, I don't know. But let me go ahead and play the soundbite and we'll talk on the other side.
News out of Washington, where former Congresswoman Cori Bush's husband has been indicted on 2 federal counts of wire fraud. According to court documents, Courtney Merritt filed fraudulent applications seeking pandemic funds, one with the Small Business Administration in 2020 and another 2021 under the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program. Combined, the DOJ says those applications allowed them to collect more than $20,000 in government funds. U.S. Attorney and former Missouri Republican Party Chair Ed Martin announced the indictment. Breaking news out of Washington.
This is the stuff that really just pisses me off, though, when it comes to politics, right? And that's what really irks folks, voters, with politicians. They're like, okay, personal gain. Now, I'm not accusing the former congressman, but I'm just saying, hell, it's your husband. You telling me you knew nothing about this at all? Sounds a little suspicious, in my opinion. And again, look, corruption happens on all sides of the aisle. So please don't think this is all Democrats. No, this is all politicians. Right, left, in between. People with access to stuff, right? They get greedy. Says here, as I gave you that short soundbite, but as I read here, it says here federal prosecutors filed criminal charges recently against the husband of the former congresswoman. Gentleman's name is Courtney Merritt. Faced 2 counts of wire fraud for allegedly filing sham applications in 2020 and 2021 with the Small Business Administration, enabling him to collect money aimed to helping struggling businesses make payroll during the pandemic. Now, the charges were filed by Ed Martin, a former chairman of the Missouri Republican Party, who was appointed a DC U.S. attorney position by President Donald Trump. Now, you can first by saying, okay, look, is this still on the verge of just saying, hey, look, the right is going after everybody on the left? Yes. But if this was going on under, let's see, 2020 and 2021, what administration was that? Was that the Biden administration? Okay. So shame on the Biden administration to let this slide. You see what I'm saying? Because look, a Democratic president was within office, so you don't know what could happen. Now you got a Republican president in office. They going after, and could it be a personal attack, or do they found proof is what I'm seeing to enough to file the charges. Now I don't know if he's been found guilty. It's just charged being brought against him. Now let's see here. According to the indictment, Merritt allegedly lied on applications and forged documents in order to receive a bigger loan for COVID-19 relief. COVID-19 relief programs. When one loan was rejected because it was nearly identical to a previous application he submitted, he allegedly applied on behalf of a different business that he claimed he started in 2020. Now, federal prosecutors said he received a loan for $20,832 that was forgiven by the government. Now, his wife served 2 terms representing the St. Louis-based seat in Congress before losing last year in the Democratic primary to Wesley Bell. Now, she is not mentioned on or accused of any wrongdoing in the indictment against her husband. Now, controversy has swirled around the couple before when Bush hired Merritt as her security guard. Okay. A complaint was filed alleging that Merritt's employment with the Bush campaign violated federal law, but it was ultimately dismissed by the Office of Congressional Ethics. Okay, so boom. Somebody tried to go after her, which you could say could have been political, but they lost. But now this is occurring. Now, is this still like a political attack? Take it how you want it. I just say it like this. It looks shady. If it's enough to file a charge, then it was some proof into it. In my opinion, in my personal opinion, I don't know them from a can of paint. I don't, again, you're innocent until proven guilty. But I'm just saying, I get so pissed and frustrated with all this corruption BS occurring. You just get tired. You really, really, really get tired of seeing it. So at the end of the day, we will continue to follow up on this story. It's, you know, it is truly it's truly a shame. I believe it says here, okay, the attorney representative said that he intends to plead not guilty. So again, we will see how it ends up, if he's found guilty or not guilty. If he's found not guilty, then you can consider it being a political attack, just to say, hey, look, we wanted to go after you because your wife was one of the prominent voices, critics of Donald Trump and the right and the conservative party, the Republican Party. So maybe they could just be saying, hey, look, it's time to go after her because she was one of those key proponents that was doing a lot of talking, and now it's time, we got to go after her. I mean, that's what happens in politics. That's why it's a cutthroat industry, man. It's a cutthroat job, not a fun one. Let me digress from this, man, and move it on. So that was issues going on with the left. Now I gotta talk about issues that's going on with the right. Oh boy. I don't know if y'all heard about this, but let me tell you something. Pete, my man, you effed up. Oh, you effed up big time. Tell me what. Let me just go ahead and play the soundbite. Oh, this is juicy. Oh, and I got plenty of time, so let me go ahead and share this. I'm giggling inside right now. Let me go ahead and share this with you. Couldn't make a dumber decision. Make a dumber decision, but that's no surprise with this administration. Let me go ahead and play the soundbite. Oh gosh. Where are we here? Where are we? Come on. Where are you, video? Gosh, I tell you, technology, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. There we are. There we go. All right.
Accidentally texted top secret minute-by-minute war plans about this month's military strikes in Yemen. I will repeat that. Jeffrey Goldberg, the editor-in-chief of The Atlantic, says he was included in a group chat full of our nation's top security officials, including the vice president, the CIA director, the director of national intelligence, the secretary of state, the White House chief of staff, and more, discussing what we can only assume to be tops across Yemen on March 15th. Everything from the weapons America would be deploying to the timing and the attack sequences. It is so unfathomable that Goldberg himself wrote he was convinced it wasn't real, that maybe this was an AI prank, until the bombs actually started falling. Goldberg says it started when he received a signal connection request from someone identifying as Mike Waltz, a national security advisor. Signal, by the way, is a secretive messaging app. After accepting that, Goldberg says he was added to the group known as Houthi PC Small Group. That was 2 days later. And it was full of this country's top security officials. Again, the vice president on down, all of whom appeared to be unaware that a journalist was on the text chain. Am I wrong to say that this is completely bonkers?
No, and as you know, Katie, I love to be involved in any story that we can describe as bonkers. This is to say that this is.
Oh, okay. I got to talk. I've got to talk about this, y'all. How do? Well, I'm gonna tell you how. When you have unqualified folks within your administration, that's how. That wasn't just no simple mistake. First of all, the journalists that they had in place. Hold on, let me see if I can. The journalist that they had involved in this whatchamacallit, in this chat, he was not a likable journalist, for one. Gentleman's name was what was his name? Well, they're not giving his name at the, hold on, what's his name? Well, I'm not getting his name right now, but okay. Again, top security officials from President Donald Trump, including his defense secretary Pete Hegseth, Fox News guy, got a good head of hair. Text plans of upcoming military strikes in Yemen to a group chat in a secure messaging app. Not so secure, huh? So somehow they included an editor-in-chief for The Atlantic in that group chat. So I don't know whose genius idea was to include a person from the media within a group chat of these and maybe they did it because thinking, oh man, darn, I thought I sent that to Newsmax, or I thought I sent it to Fox. I thought I sent it to our friends and not the fake news. You sent it to a person that's like, this is a joke, right? You're joking with me, right? How silly can you be? And it's even more funny because the journalist, the reporter, they're talking mad junk about the guy. And I'm like, okay, if y'all talk so much junk, why'd somebody from within your party included him in that chat? And here's my thing. Excuse me. What's the difference between the Hillary Clinton email scandal, right, and this? What is the difference between the two? I'm waiting. Because here's my thing. Call balls and strikes. Please call balls and strikes. You're caught making this mistake. People, they went ham on Hillary. You still got people trying to defend, Pete and act like nothing was wrong. No, the man might lose his job. I don't know. That's just me. And I don't vouch for anybody, but this man's been speaking so much cold cash, and then I know it has to make the president look like a big dummy because you literally accidentally text out warplanes. Like what bro, it's hilarious to me. This is really hilarious. I mean, this right here just gets me. I think it's hilarious because, for one, I can't even get my words out, man. I really can't even get my words out. The fact that they're continuing to attack the journalist like it's his fault is to me what's so silly. Like, take fault, and that's what a lot of reporters on both sides of the aisle are saying. Like, folks from Fox News, folks from News Nation, obviously they're all saying, wait a minute, okay, why does it go back to the personal attacks? Because that's what Trump is. He attacks people. That's his only ammunition. That's his only a superpower, is to personally attack people. Okay. That's his only job description that he put in the his only tool. There's only what do you call it? That was his only skill that he put in the job description, was that I could personally attack people verbally all the time, all day, every day. I just he just, that's all he does. There was something I was watching not too long ago where he had I don't know, having some kind of briefing in the Oval Office, and all he's doing is saying the Biden this, the Biden that, Democrats are Democrats. I'm like, so we're gonna make this whole 4 years about previous administrations, or just specifically calling out because to me that starts to get old. It's always been old in my opinion, but it's like, talk about what you're doing. Don't talk about the last people, because okay, if for example, okay, I did a task and the day before I was there, I can I could say okay, well, I did this, but obviously something was wrong here. So for the person yesterday, whatever they did, that was messed up. Okay, if I do that, if I say that same thing 2 days, 3 days, 4 days later and saying, well, 4 days ago, this, guess what? Supervisor gonna be like, I don't want to hear what that happened last week. Talk about now. So the fact that this guy literally talks about what happened months, years ago, but I'll just say months because it hasn't been a full 100 days under his administration. It gets old. And guess what, buddy? Y'all got caught. Y'all effed up. Pete, boy, you, first of all, the Jackie Robinson thing, because that was under your watch. Now, the Texas, I mean, Pete, you're just a classic guy, man. You really need to get Employee of the Month. I hope you do. I really hope you do. Because you have been showing how qualified you are. I mean, obviously, you're an expert because you shared your opinion on the people that should get certain positions, right? Women should not be in leadership positions in the military. All right. People should only be in the people should only receive qualification for this position off of merit and not their color of their skin and yah. Man, get out of here with that boo. Let me see here. Obviously, so many folks saying he should resign, which he probably will. Look, a lot of people within the Trump administration, they'll stay in for. Some have stayed for a week or a weekend. Some might stay for months and say, okay, now I want to get my own show. I want to get this. I want to get a book deal. I want to do this. Most folks are not going to stay for that because they can't put up with the whole circus that's going on. Because that's what it is. It's a circus. It's a circus from hell that's occurring right now in this new administration. Like it or for those who supported him, you're starting to see it too. So please don't spare me you're wrong. What do you mean by this? Look. It's so much stuff happening, man. Now, don't get me wrong. There's been some good moments in regards to hostages being brought from foreign countries, U.S. hostages, things like that nature. So look, that was on his watch. Boom. I'll give him his props. Securing the border. Boom. I'm for that, right? Obviously my stances with the whole DEI is totally different. I do not stand for what he's doing with that. Ending of the Department of Education, absolutely not. I'm not for that. He's doing a lot of wild stuff. He has a guy just cleaning house like crazy. Oh snap, I'm looking at my time. Oh snap. Woo, I'm glad I did. Because I'm about to go on a longer rant. But I'm witnessing this administration do some off the wall stuff, and it's sad. In my opinion, it really is sad, right? You've seen a lot of folks hurting financially, and can you really say all this is for well, we're trying to do a full investigate, we're trying to clean house? Well, guess what? Your strategy sucks. And I'm a man that loves a good strategy. Your strategy sucks. And so now you got a lot of pissed off folks who are like, what's the deal? GOP members are not even the GOP. Some folks in Congress on both sides, they're facing it. They're facing it from their constituents. So we will see, my friends. We will see. As always, look, time flies by so fast when you're having fun. I'll be continuing on this conversation on the next show, but please continue to tune into the Arrington Gavin show. We drop new episodes Monday through Fridays, weeknights, available on all digital and streaming platforms. Be sure to share, hit the like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and just please continue to support the program. I truly appreciate it. Share with a friend. Leave a comment. Give us 5 stars if you're listening to us via podcast, and download the GOATverse TV app. Download the GOATverse TV app. It's free. Yeah, that's all I got for you. Peace and blessings, y'all. I am out.